5, 4, move your knee. 3, 2, 1.
I blocked it.
No, you can't. Shut up, Papa Frank. Shut up.
What's up, everybody? I'm Judge James.
I'm Judge Evie.
This is Living for Crits, and guess what I just showed off? Guess what arrived? Greatest Thieves in Lankmar. And I have not even really dug through this stuff yet. I have opened the wrap, but I haven't looked in the box. But oh my gosh, it's thicker than the DCC Lankmar box set is, if you can believe that. And it's loaded.
Crazy.
It's like packed. I'm not going to show it off. Other folks did unboxings, right? Don't take anything out yet. Just leave it in. But look, it's filled to the brim with Lankmaring. It's pretty impressive. But I just wanted to show off that we have it. I don't really have it. And Keith, you haven't been on for a while. It's like really cool to have you here. I hope everything is going well in Canada.
My hair's being so difficult.
And Greg's here, which is always awesome. So anyway, we're just gonna hang a bit here and chat with Yins and stuff. So let's talk about being back in the room here. We had the computer was out of here for a week.
I didn't realize it's back.
We're back.
I kind of never realized it was gone.
We're back. We're back in the proper room because filming last week sucked. I've made some modifications to the room. You might notice them at some point. Yeah.
Where?
You'll see.
What?
Yeah, I know. Really, right?
Them out.
I know. Crazy.
Where's like one modification?
Well, don't worry. There's graphic novels on the one bookshelf now that weren't there before.
What bookshelf?
The one that's the board game bookshelf. The people we are watching our show can't see that, so we're not worried about it.
Oh.
You know, I saw some comments today. I guess Wizards of the Coast has been talking about next. I guess D&D 6th edition is coming out in 2024, so that's a thing. So I guess it was good timing to start playing 5th edition.
My graduation present is more 5e, but not 5e.
It'd be 6e.
That's my graduation.
That's very possible. And then I saw that there were going to be two classic settings revealed next year coming back for D&D. And I made a point today that there's a classic setting I'd like to see in print again. And I just want to personally reach out to Goodman Games and say, can you please reprint some of the Purple Planet stuff and maybe add to the Purple Planet stuff? Because I think everyone needs more Purple Planet in their lives. Because all y'all that are playing like D&D and stuff, you know, there's a lot of great D&D settings, but nothing really compares with leading a warband of Kith with like laser rifles across the Purple Planet. I mean, it can't be beaten. It just can't. So, yeah. Anyway, that's my pitch there. Judge Evie, you're yawning. Thank you.
I'm sorry. I had 6 hours of dance today. I don't want to hear it.
Keith wants to see Inside the Box Set. Maybe we'll do a video for Inside the Box Set later, but it's not going to be today.
Not today.
Because I want to go through it first. So, no, I mean, I want to go through it before we show it off.
Oh.
So that's all. And then, Shannon, you might see what's in the box since I think at some point you'll be playing through this module. So,
what's in the box?
I had a chance to run Greatest Thieves of Lankmar myself at Gen Con 2019. I was one of the tournament judges. Actually, the folks I ran in I think my first session of it ended up winning the whole tournament. So it was pretty cool. And yes, Shannon, Gwyneth Paltrow's head is in Greatest Thieves of Lankmar.
Dang.
I know, it's a hardcore box.
That's intense.
All right, let's move on to Judge Evie Presides.
Yeah.
Judge Evie, we have one question this week. One trio of questions from one man in Australia who is not Australian.
Yeah.
So why don't you read Brian's question?
I have to pull him up on my phone.
Is there a slick of oil in my tea? And is this a thing? Is olive oil in tea a thing? Or is this regular bubbles?
Let me see. No, let me see. You're drinking the oil.
It's not olive oil. We're good.
Okay.
Read.
Are you sure?
Read the question. Yep.
Yeah, I'm reading it.
Here we go.
I'm gonna sneeze.
Shazam. Read. I'll read.
No, I'm trying to sneeze.
I'm gonna read it.
No.
And Brian's here.
Aloha, judges. To change things up a bit, I asked my neighbours in the conversation park for some questions.
What's a conversation park?
A park with conversations. Duh. full disclaimer, they are wallabies and usually don't hang around long enough to chat much.
You're talking with wallabies, and that just seems like a very stereotypical Australian thing to be doing. We're gonna have to check this with Reese and see if this is real. But okay, keep going.
Question number 1.
Oh, it's conservation. I read conversation. That makes more sense.
What's a conservation park?
I guess it's a park where you conserve things. Keep going.
Question number 1. What is better to run at convention? DCC Funnel or DCC Level 1 Adventure? Funnel.
Why?
Because it's more fun.
I disagree,
but... cares.
What?
Yeah, more people die. It's like more fun.
I think DCC funnels are very entertaining, but
exactly.
I also...
It's a con game. You want entertainment.
I also believe that the higher level DCC play shows off more of the game. So I am going to actually say that my favorite level to run is second level. I think second level adventures run better at conventions. The characters are a bit hardier. They have some more spells and more abilities. I believe Judge Jen said this on Spellburn years ago, that the deed die is easier to grok at second level for a warrior because it's a D4 and not a D3. So more players are going to have that die in front of them. Plus, it's just characters have more hit points. But you can still TPK a second level party.
I know, but also, don't you feel like if you 4 characters sitting in front of you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't people be more likely to do stuff knowing that they've
Yes, I think it is. I'm getting hit with weird questions here. I think it's very possible that you're gonna have more over the top action with the 0 level characters there, and I don't think it's a bad thing. But I think the higher level play does something or shows something off that people need to see. I think a lot of folks get into DCC initially thinking it's just a book that's there for 0 level funnels, and the game is so much more.
That's true.
So,
what questions
we got some comments here going on. Let's see here. Okay, well, Keith's team won in the Cyclops Con version of Greatest Thieves of Lankmar, and that's because you weren't in Keith's group this time.
Yeah.
Because I think you tanked him, last time. Mm-hmm. So, let's see some other comments here. Dr. Moggs is it's you two. Sorry, my bad. And he said, "Wow, it sounds like you were more serious in your last episode of Glowburn about the DCC legacy thing. I thought it was a joke, but I agree with what you're saying. I don't remember what I said at all on Glowburn. Okay, so don't ever." I don't remember what I talk about in that show. I don't know which me shows up. It really depends on the mood and what's going on. And the last couple months have been a rough few months for me, so my mood in that show has been weird. But anyway, all right. So you're saying funnel, I'm saying second level adventure. So let's roll this. Let's roll that beautiful bean footage into question number 2.
What?
Just read question number 2.
Okay. Question number 2. Some kangaroos who play nothing but 5e told us that a big dragon book is coming out from...
Yeah, I heard that.
What the heck is that?
WotC?
Yeah.
Wizards of the Coast. They make D&D. Your favorite game.
Ugh. We're skeptical, but what are your favorite dragons, and would you buy a new 5e dragon book? I don't know what a 5e dragon book is.
They're making a book called Fizzband's Fandamtastic Dragons.
Is it just actual dragons?
It's about dragons. So what is your favorite dragon? Or who is your favorite dragon?
What?
Do you have a favorite dragon?
Just
He's asking, what is your favorite dragon?
But
Fizzband's Treasury of Dragons. That's what Shannon said.
Dragons.
But pick a dragon. Any dragon. A dragon from literature. A dragon from history.
I like Toothless.
Okay. Well, that's a dragon to say you like.
Yeah, there we go. That's a dragon.
All right, so you got a Toothless fan here. I love Toothless too.
I thought it meant a type of dragon. I was like, oh, well, I don't.
Well, I could do both here, and actually, you stole my favorite dragon. My favorite dragon. We have a stuffed Toothless over there.
We do.
You go get him.
Where's he at?
He's over in the chair. My favorite dragon from anything is Toothless as well. So that is my very favorite dragon. And I also have, there goes Ridley, my favorite D&D dragon.
Oh my god, he's a candy corn. I didn't know that.
My favorite D&D dragon is an Emerald Dragon, because I had an Emerald Dragon character when I very briefly did some gaming with Council of Worms in 2nd edition. And so that's a psionic dragon. So it's a very cool. That was a really cool box set. One of those things I wish I had played more with in 2nd edition. I do have it. It's on my shelf. But here's Toothless. So me and Evie's favorite dragon. I think one reason we both like Toothless so much is Judge Evie and I are both crazy fans of Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure that Toothless, it was the same designer, I believe, that did the art for Stitch and for Toothless. Sense. That's why the head and the eyes are so similar. Now I want to watch those 3 movies.
Yeah.
So yeah, and correctly, there was a Draconomicon for 3.5 edition. I think there was also a Draconomicon or 2 of them for 4th edition, one for chromatic dragons and one for metallic dragons. I had all those books and then I got rid of them. So the only one I really kept is the Council of Worms, which I really do like. So will I get the Fizzband book? I don't know. I'm having an okay time running 5e, but I don't know if I'll be playing it enough to necessitate me getting a bunch more books. So, Judge Evie, 3rd question.
Sorry, there's like a huge amount of glitter on my hand. I don't know where it came from because I don't have anything glittery. Anyways,
read the question.
Why are you snapping?
I don't know.
Okay. Question number 3. Have you played any MCC adventures with
Wallaby Manimals? Wallaby Manimals. Be honest, they were the best characters, weren't they? Did we read that question appropriately?
Brian.
No, we haven't.
Nope.
I mean, did you have Wallaby Animals in our game at a one shot that I can't remember? My brain is coming out my ear, so I don't remember anything anymore. Nope. So no, but there really should be a book of more like types of manimals. I do know that there is like a Mutants Down Under book or something like that. I think that Mark Plord talks about. So, and Brian's now saying he didn't play a Wallaby Manimal. So, wait a second. You didn't play one, but you're saying they were the best characters. Well, how would that be the best character? You didn't play one, or a Wombat Manimal. Odd. I'm confused. Keith, get on that. Make a book of Manimals. We're going to go on to our next. So first off, questions. If you want to send us more questions for next week, Judge Evie Presides, DCC Judge Evie at gmail.com is the place to do it. Is next week a special day for anything? No, the week after that's is Renaissance Festival.
Yeah.
So we'll probably do a Renaissance Festival themed show.
Are we going to have Bab and John on the show?
I don't know if that's going to happen. All right. So we're going to talk about TV shows. All right. Yep. Because last week was the Emmys, and this week's the Tonys. But that's live theater, and the Emmys is TV shows. So we'll talk about the Emmys and stuff. And one thing we do at our house for the Emmys and the Oscars and the Golden Globes is Jen prints out ballots.
And usually the Tonys.
And sometimes the Tonys, but not tonight.
Not tonight.
Jen prints out ballots, and we all answer them, and whoever wins gets to pick a dessert for the next dessert. It used
to be what Mom would make, and now it's just what I make.
It's because the thing is that usually your mom wins at this point.
She does win. She wins like every single time.
So we're going to talk about some great shows to inspire judges. However, I'm making a ruling off the bat that we cannot talk about 4 specific shows because they've already been mentioned ad nauseum on this channel.
That's true.
So we can't discuss, from my side, Rick and Morty or The Witcher. And you can't discuss Riverdale or Criminal Minds.
I just started Criminal Minds watching. I started watching it again.
You can't talk about Criminal Minds.
That's so upsetting because I just started watching it again.
All right, or you can't talk about Riverdale. And you have to say why the show does a good job for inspiring judges and GMs. Keith is mentioning For All Mankind, which I have not seen, but but I've seen snippets from. I think it's alternate history, right? Which is I'm a fan of alternate history stuff to a point. But that would be cool, I guess. But has to be a TV show? Yes, Shannon. For our you can put whatever you want out. For us, we're mentioning TV shows. So the first one I'm going to say, and this is kind of cheating, I'm going to say The Mandalorian.
You cheater.
I'm cheating for a reason, though. I think that, it's science fantasy, so you've got that whole feel. It's a Western. You have that feel going on. But I think that The Mandalorian does a great, great job of having that true episodic story thing going on. I think if you're looking to create, 8 to 10 sessions of gameplay that are each distinctly different, or you're trying to string 8 adventures together, published or your own, I think The Mandalorian is wonderful inspiration of how you can make that feel cohesive. I love how each episode is a little bit different, but there are definitely some arcs that carry through from beginning to end. So I think The Mandalorian, for storytelling, is just some of the best TV you can watch to sharpen those skills. All right, Judge Evie, give us your first pick and why. We're just doing 2 each. We're not going to have a whole ton of these, but please throw some into the chat if you want to.
I was just told to think of a show. I don't actually.
No, I very specifically. The thing is, we discussed this topic 2 hours ago and came up with shows 2 hours ago, and it wasn't just like, come on and say what shows you like. It was shows you've watched.
I'm trying to think of how I could do it though.
So link that your first one of yours. So what is it?
It's Cobra Kai.
Okay, so you went with Cobra Kai, which is on Netflix now. Started off on YouTube Red, and now it's on Netflix. So Cobra Kai, how does that turn into a really great DC? What kind of inspiration is a judge going to get from Cobra Kai?
That's a good question.
I know, it's for you. Answer it.
Yeah. You could get some cool fighty stuff from it.
What cool fighty stuff? What cool fighty stuff?
Making teenagers fight each other.
Are we talking about in the game or in real life?
Both.
Okay. So
you could have it in the game.
Are you just thinking of as inspiration for the module itself? You want some teen fighting teen module? Yeah. What would that be called? Shannon says, so Evie is cool with child soldiers, and it reminds me of something. There was a movie in the 80s or 90s, wasn't there, called Toy Soldiers or whatever? It was about kids defending their school that gets attacked by terrorists. Do you remember that movie? I need to watch that movie again. What are you laughing? It was a good movie. I think it had...
This took a turn.
Red Dawn? Lord of the Flies? Will Wheaton was in it. I think he needed an inhaler, didn't he? Maybe. I don't know. Oh, you have some comments here. So Twitchy Will Keller says, the structure is almost perfect for an RPG group, a team of distinct character types. Each episode is a single mission with a few multi-episode arcs, recurring NPCs. It's great. I think there is a leverage RPG, isn't there? I remember seeing it and being, this doesn't make it. This is just a regular sitcom. To me, or a sitcom, but drama. I didn't think about why that would be a good, what would make sense out of that. But there is. He says there's a Cortex version from MWP, from Margaret Weiss Productions, I think, right? And then Keith saying Umbrella Academy and the Shannara Chronicles. I don't know much about the Shannara Chronicles, except for I think Crixus from Spartacus Blood and Sand is in it, and nice. That's cool. All right, I guess time for my. Anything else with teens fighting each other?
Show. What?
Anything else with teens fighting each other?
No, I think I really capped the whole thing.
All right, teens fighting themselves. Okay, the second show for inspiration I'm going to go with is also something you can watch now. Again, my two I wanted to pull from things that are you can just go watch on TV now pretty easily, and I'm going to go with What We Do in the Shadows, which was originally a it was a movie, right? I think it was written by Jermaine Clement and Taika Waititi.
Why are you looking at me? I don't know who wrote it.
So
I don't like this show.
but it's about vampires, and it is about it's like a documentary, a fake documentary about vampires. It's really funny. I think the humor is awesome. I
don't
love
understand
that
the
show
humor.
so much. But what I think what we do in the shadows does really well is that even though it's comedic, and my games in DCC tend to be funny, I think that as a show, it still pulls you back in. It never leaves the genre it's trying to exist within. It still feels like the horror, like monster genre, even though you have some crazy crap in there. And I love how it still, like a freight train, every episode, even as outlandish as it gets, it's still a vampire show. And it's still like gothic. It just has all that in there. Shannon says, what we do in the shadows is what every vampire game ends up as while trying to be more dark. I think that's fair. I've never played Vampire. I will say it's like every Ravenloft game I've tried to run ends up going in that direction too, especially the ones where the player characters were monsters. Judge Evie, your next choice for a TV show.
I had a connection, and that's
No,
why I
that's
picked
fine.
this.
Well, what is this one?
Okay, so you could SNL.
So she's going with Saturday Night Live.
And because I was looking at the Emmy list, I saw it. SNL is essentially just X-Crawl.
How is SNL X-Crawl?
Just like, okay, if you think about it, right?
I am.
Like,
I'm not figuring this out.
Each show is like one session. Okay, the show is a session, right? Consider that, right? Each episode. And there's a bunch of different skits, and there's a bunch of different rooms, and they're all strung together by like an overarching theme. And the overarching theme is like, the thing. But the overarching theme in the show is whoever the host is.
Right.
It's in everything.
So what's the overarching theme in X-Crawl? It's whoever
Just
the,
like whoever,
the town is or whatever.
Yeah. It's the same thing.
Okay, so what SNL sketch would make for the best D&D adventure?
Any of the ones with Adam Driver.
Wait, so pick one. I could pick one from Adam Driver.
The Matt one. That could still be a great thing.
Wait, I already did that. I made an adventure out of Matt the Radar Technician.
Exactly. This is what I'm saying.
We're getting to a set. What would be a great adventure? Would be like 99 Floors of Frights or whatever, and it'd be David Pumpkins.
True.
Where
That'd be a great
you're
adventure.
up an elevator,
Mm-hmm.
and every level is a different encounter that you face.
You know, when you
And at the end, it's David S. Pumpkins. To his origin story. I think they already did his origin story, Shannon. I think the David Pumpkins origin story already existed. I think there's a cartoon for
when
it.
you were saying 90, I thought you were just going to say 90 Day Fiancé, and I was going to be like...
90 Day
That could be a
Fiancé?
really great show.
No. That's any
show.
questions? 90 Day Fiancé, that would be...
How could you game 90 Day Fiancé?
I think it would be a interesting story if... Well, I did write that adventure about the wedding. I did write the unexpected wedding adventure. Which you could link that 90 Day Fiancé, where you start the session off, and one of the player characters has their spouse, their potential spouse, their fiance that's come to town. Maybe it's a Lankmar adventure, and the party arrives at the Silver Eel that morning, and there's like a fiance there that kind of showed up.
Maybe it's really creepy.
Maybe it's maybe it's from it's one of the ghouls in the last series, the last book of Lankmar's reading. Fafford was dating a ghoul.
Oh.
To me, it's a ghoul, and their ghouls are pretty cool in Lankmar. You can just see their skeleton, and all their flesh is transparent.
That sounds like someone on 90 Day Fiancé would be interested in.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is a good point that you can find DCC inspiration or RPG inspiration in just about anything.
This is true.
Let's move on to Kickstarter shoutouts, which we have one this week.
Wow.
I have a link to. I'll put the link in the. I'll put the link here in the Twitch chat, and then I'll also make sure to post it in YouTube. Before I do this thing, I do have to say that having a chance last week to be on Cypher Unlimited and watch what a real Twitch channel does when it comes to like, you know, how to do all this is pretty impressive, because like we really just phone this shit in every week. Like they do a countdown, like they don't even start right away. They don't start the show right away. Like we start it at 9:00, we're on, and they like let it go 5 minutes.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's terribly rude, but apparently everyone on Twitch does it. So you know what? We're still not going to do that.
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah, I know. I don't like it.
They have the countdown.
I hate that. I hate that countdown. We will never do a countdown. Essentially,
we gotta have a 5-second countdown.
It's not the same. It's not the same. All right, so Sharktopus Games is doing Aeon, Ancient Greece Volume 1. It's Ancient Greece Dungeon Crawl Classics, and it looks like a zine. So that's pretty cool, and that's something you should get into. Take a look at it. The link's there. Good point, Brian. Great point. Mutant Crawl Classics has a bundle of holding. So let me make a note here. So if you're looking to get into MCC, this is the time to jump into it and to just get all the MCC swag you can now. And even if you don't think that you're going to run Mutant Crawl Classics like it is, as I have said before and continue to say, MCC works as a really great add-on to Dungeon Crawl Classics. You can take the mutations and the artifacts and roll them right into your DCC campaign with little to no effort. It's really easy to do it. So, great point, Brian, for mentioning that. Brian's just bought it so he can start working on the adventure of the Wallabies. All right, so Road Crew shoutouts, Empire, the SecOpsCon, November 5th to the 7th. Get your events in. Judge Evie, where can people find us?
At I Live for Crits on Twitter, Living for Crits on Instagram, and search Living for Crits on YouTube.
All right.
We're still not there.
Be safe, be healthy, be kind, everyone. And my outro ASMR is going to be based on me playing Final Fantasy III. I'm just going to say, I love red mages.
I'm going to say, teens fighting teens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.